Welcome back. Today we are again in our favorite Devonian pitland, which is Dartmoor, and I got a great feeling that today finally we will do it. We're going to see the Wistmans wood. It's in its own beauty, in its full beauty, I would say. Right after the summer, while the leaves are still there on the trees, we're going to do what we couldn't do on our last trip, when the pit almost swallowed me and I almost died making a movie for you. Of course I'm joking, but that could end up very badly, to be honest, but it didn't. And yeah, it's completely different story from the last time I've been here. I mean, I can pretty much see where I left my car, and already from here I can see our target, our destination place, which wasn't so obvious the very first time I came here, because it was foggy and you couldn't see anything. Yeah, the Wistmans wood is down there. So it's about 10-minute walk from the car. That's of course if you park on the proper Wistmans wood car park, not like me last time up there. I can see I can see the red flag on the Tor. I don't remember which one Tor it is. I hope you can see it as well, which means I already checked it, so I know there is a military shooting going on the Merivale and Willsworth firing range, but it does not affect us because the Wistmans wood is located right on the boundaries of the area, not within the area. So if you look very close, you can see the flag on a pole, which means you cannot enter that part of the moors, because there is a live round shooting going on and military exercises. If we're lucky, maybe we will see some people running around, soldiers. And yeah, the Wistmans wood is right ahead of us. Tiny, but so old, you could not believe it. That's the West Dart River, if I could remember. And I can already see the lid below which I try to go down from it, and pretty much the place where I almost died. Swallowed by the pit. So we're not gonna make that mistake again, no more. We are after a week of quite heavy raining, so you can see pretty much Dartmoor it's in its own in its natural state, with all the bogs and pits slowly filling up with the water. Water is dripping pretty much everywhere. So yeah, even those wild footpaths I've been taking on the last trip here may be in some places dangerous right now. And we got a bunch of cows, either cows or Dartmoor ponies, possibly on the field. They most likely mixed together. With the little bit of luck, we will visit them maybe, but that means again just walking their crazy wild footpaths, which is well, taught by the last experience. I'm not really willing to do it, but we'll see. We are approaching the area of nature reserve and we will be there soon. I can now see clearly and nicely the place of the last disaster. Pretty much you got a patch of light coming through right now. And yeah, down here is like a little bridge as far as I remember. That was pretty much the point I was trying to reach, but I didn't manage. Or maybe there is no bridge anymore, I don't know. I know there is a circular footpath somewhere here and you can start here and then cross the river to the other side and then come back. And right now you can see the area we discovered on that foggy day trip. That up there is where you got all the settlement, the stone huts, and the very first pillow mound we discovered up there. And we got the building, the morale building meeting with the Dartmoor ponies. And here we are. We are already in the area of the nature reserve. I'm very lucky today because there is not a lot of people. However, the wind means probably no drone again. Welcome to the ancient rainforest Wistmans Wood. We are here, guys, just like I promised you, right after the summer, when all the leaves are still in place. And that's what we wanna see today. How is that forest looks like with all the leaves and everything still on. And you can see the moss looks quite different today than the last time with the naked branches. It looks much more interesting today.
We're able to do that and enjoy it.
Well, this is fairly flat. So
Yeah.
the other way I was up there.
We've gone. So how far are you going to?
Well, I was just coming here.
Yeah.
Just gonna have a. I haven't been here for years, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a little one down there.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah.
And
Enjoy it.
coffee on and then back to food.
Oh, well, you do that then.
So I don't think I'll be here for long.
No.
And
Horsehair,
the army didn't.
moss,
So
Yeah.
lichen, not moss, sorry, lichen.
yeah. So
Well, they are in force, are they? Both of them.
Yeah, so when they have the like,
Yeah.
like
No.
so that's the main social media thing.
Are we going again to the other side of the forest? I'm just trying to find a footpath around because, as they request, I don't want to damage any moss anymore. They are very, very fragile in here. Oh yeah, we got the main footpath around the forest up here, and I can see some nasty bull watching me, what I'm doing. I hope he won't decide to charge because I don't want to run on the holy ancient forest tree and damage it, in a case he won't like me very much. And that is a fully grown proper bull, an inseminator. So it's not like in many cases here that you can just see castrated bulls. And oh dear, that that gifts left by the bull means that I really will have to climb the tree if he don't like me. Wow, look at that. That is really like mystique experience, just to sit here and watch. Wow, wow, wow. That is something. Okay, let's move further. Get out and try to go around the forest and around that beast. Come on, Fernando, be a good boy. I promised you I never in my life even watched the corrida in a TV, let alone taking a part in one. Be a good boy. Yeah, good bull. What a beautiful colors and everything. Every now and then when the sun comes out, it makes a green so green and blue so blue. I got some beautiful spot I just noticed with the really thick trunk. I hope I can manage to get there. Wow, yeah. And we are actually not very far from the bottom of the West Dart Valley. I can already see the river. Okay, look at that. one of the biggest oaks in that copse I think it's called in it. The small bunches of trees here and there are called the copses, just like a Blackethor copse, which doesn't have its own name like a Wistmans wood has. There seems to be a footpath, but I don't think it's a man-made one. Well, clearly it is a footpath, so we still not damaging anything. And acorns. I mean, after all those years, those trees still producing a number of acorns. That is amazing. They're not dead trees. I think we are about to reach the other side, which we did reach on the last trip. However, while being up there, I spotted there is a number of Fernando's misses right in front of that big copse. I hope Fernando won't see me as a threat trying to nick them and won't attack me or anything like that. And there is a horse. Yes, that is exactly what I remember from the last trip. That little footpath on the outskirts, almost like a bridge over the stones. Yeah. Okay, I think Fernando's misses are behind us now, so we're safe. We got a bunch of ponies ahead, and I do remember that spot in particular. That's where we got that beautiful moss hanging down. Not moss, lichen, sorry. But as you can see, something must shake it down, or maybe it's not so well visible with all the leaves around. That is definitely the spot. We found even one lying on the ground, one of those lichen hairs. Change our location right now. This part is slightly more exposed into the wind, and I have to admit it's not a beautiful and warm anymore here. That's how different can weather be on a Dartmoor. we are on the other side of the Wistmans wood. I do recognize, if I could remember, that stone sticking out. Yeah, quite surprisingly, you really have to look for that lichen the place is famous for, because between the leaves it's not so obvious. But here we are. Very unique to this place. And another place in Scotland somewhere, if I could remember. Two places in the whole UK where it exists. And somewhere there is a bridge, footbridge over the West Dart River, but of course we cannot cross to the other side because of the military exercise. I think maybe we can try and find our way up to that tor that is rising above us. There is actually, I think it's even two tors, not just a one. Oh yeah, Fernando's missus. Yeah, that one. Possibly that one. I'm not very good in a history of Dartmoor. I didn't read a lot, but yeah. I would imagine that in very, very ancient old times, before people started damaging everything in here, the great part of Dartmoor was covered by those forests. And this is simply the way Dartmoor looks like today, is simply a human activity. So you see, it's not only today we damage everything, we already started it as soon as we evolved. Which is a shame, really. Another last copse. That's of course if I use that name properly. Yeah, somewhere here. I'm pretty sure somewhere here is a crossing over the river. I'm not gonna go down and check it anyway because it's pointless. We cannot go down there. We will try to find our way up there and make the most of that trip. By visiting perhaps that tor. Look at that, the reminder of last disaster trip. Even here on a hill, almost on the top of the hill, the ground is saturated with water, so less rain was necessary to turn it back almost to a bog. Ah, look at those colors. Ha, it's beautiful. Deer Shame that wind prevent from launching a drone. Look at the beautiful shadows cast on those hills. I have to admit, Wistmans Wood seems to be another place that always has some kind of surprise for us. If not a event surprise, then definitely a weather surprise. All we need now is one of those heavy showers that keep on going since morning around all over the Devon. I don't know if I'm going right because I'm going sort of like to the side of the door, but that is the only footpath I can see here. And I tell you what, I am not going through that grass no more. I have to admit that once you are aware what may happen, it's not very comfortable to walk even on what looks like footpaths in here. I think I have to sort out some Wellingtons for the next trip. Yeah, I did skip that tour because I'm trying to find my way back home, which is pretty much toward this side. We got some smaller Tor hill in here. Tiny one. But also beautiful. I think that one must be the one where the Stanary Parliament used to take a place. The one I was reading you about last time. So let's see how that one looks like. If we can find a way in there. Okay, from one tor to another, it was relatively flat and nice, and yeah, I got a mixed feeling because on one hand you walk on something like a bog and you really scared what lies beneath, but on the other hand I think I won't be wrong if I say that I realized if you got the water standing on the top of the soil and the grass, that probably means that it's concrete crust in there, if even water does not soak into that pit. So yeah, on one hand it is a safe walking in there as long as you walk everywhere where the water stands, which is contrary to normal stuff. You would expect water is in a soft muddy ground, and as soon as you step in there you're gonna be sucked in. Alright, we are pretty much, yeah, that must be the Tor, the place of the Stanary Parliament. And right now we're going down, we're trying to find the way through, possibly through the settlement area, and we go down, let's hope straight to the footpath, so we have no more you know, no more stress with walking on a pit. And yeah, I don't need to worry that something will just suck me in. That tour, by the way, has a very uneven surface. I mean, when you're on the top in there, you can see a lot of really big holes that if you don't look where you walk, you can drop down. And you can even see here on the side that there is a lot of, I mean, it simply looked like somebody was shifting all those blocks. They not positioned naturally one on the top of another anymore. It looks like majority has been shifted and toppled down from the top of the tour. Anyway, I still cannot see any military exercises on the other side. They got a nice sun and we not, which I don't like too, but well, what can you do? Let's go down and see how quickly we can find a way back to the footpath. That will be, by the way, quite a nice circular walk if you come into that place. Oh, that seems to be like some unnatural man-made mount. Could that be one of the pillow mounts? Unusually long one. Perhaps. Oh yeah, we got the sun now and it's slightly better to walk. It's not so cold in this wind anymore. Alright, we managed to find a way down quite nice and easily. Now we are walking through that settlement area. We finished pretty much the same way as we finished, oh, maybe not the same way, but this Wistmans wood site, we finished on the same site we did last time, which was the settlement. And yes, we are back on the settlement site. If you look at some of those stones, I cannot see it yet, but yeah, definitely some of them are spread in a circular pattern, which indicates there were some stone huts in here. Maybe that one. Well, that one is more or less. And that is the end of our trip. As you can see, yeah, this is just about 5 minutes to walk down from the Tor. And yeah, you can see already the West Dart River down there, and the footpath we're gonna take in a second on the way back home, or rather car first. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the trip today. I did definitely, even though for a moment I was bit the feelings from last trip on the other side came back to me. We are just across where the disaster happened last time, on that hill up there, above the tiny rocks, above the group of rocks. I was trying to go down there. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, and I hope this will encourage you to visit the place, because that is really beautiful place to be. What else? I see you on another exploration. We just have a rain coming. I can feel it already in the air. So yeah, I will have to put all my gear down and put something waterproof over myself and everything. So yeah, I see you on another exploration. Don't forget to subscribe, and high five!